Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Links with Friends. It is 11/11, as Wendell pointed out. It's 2025, and we're doing government and security stories for the start of your week.
It's been a hectic start today.
It has been a hectic start today.
It's also going to storm later, and we're also in the middle of a solar storm that's happening right now, so I hope no computer equipment is being murdered.
The storm is supposed to be pretty bad here in terms of wind. We'll probably keep it. The power will probably stay on, probably.
The generator completed its successful weekly test about 4 hours ago.
Well, the power may or may not stay on, but true power will continue to be wrested away from us, the citizens. And it seems to be the enforcement arm of that is going to be this.
The FBI warns of criminals posing as Immigration and Customs, urges agents to ID themselves. It's weird that they're not required to do that, isn't
Also
it?
that they cover their faces at all.
Yeah, what's the point of covering your face if you have to ID yourself when I ask? That doesn't make any sense.
That's weird. It's almost like they know they're doing something they shouldn't be doing.
Again, also, if it's a law enforcement agency, shouldn't they have some kind of uniform?
And a badge.
Yeah.
Prominently displayed. So Wired points out a bunch of instances where people have posed as them to do various crimes, which people just submit to it because if you don't, and any kind of cop, it's not just ICE, they will beat you. They will physically attack you if you do not
If they can
comply.
catch you, which, at least from some of the clips I've seen, might be doubtful.
Also, some of the court transcripts from this kind of stuff is wild because you have reps from the government saying that all this really bad violent stuff is happening, but there's no actual credible evidence that is happening in 99 or 999 out of 1,000 cases. And if people actually, it's like, oh, you won't identify yourself? I'm going to use deadly force to defend myself. That you get the reverse Uno card played on you where it's like, oh, now we have to, respond with an escalation.
And we always have more violence than you. That's by design. And so, they are able to do what they want. And even when it comes to things that normal cops would not be allowed to do without some sort of, suspicion of a crime, somebody just decided, I guess.
The reason headline is don't want ICE to scan your face. Too bad. You might not have a choice. Yes, they are going around scanning people's faces in Chicago. But it's weird because remember, and this article I think fails to mention, remember the apps that were in the Apple App Store that was, hey, use your phone to record who is doing what. Grab the plate numbers. Grab the things that are happening. Upload it here so we can maybe sort this out later from a law enforcement or court challenge standpoint. And somebody asked Apple to take those apps down. That's weird, isn't it?
Somebody. I think we know who it was. And that's not the only thing. They are going to capture more and more data. Can they protect it? No. Do they necessarily need it? No. But they're going to get it.
DHS offers a quote-unquote disturbing new excuses to seize kids' biometric data, expert says. They're looking for kids that are here. But it's not just kids. It's not just immigrants. It's all of us. It's literally all of us. There's a lot going on that is a fundamental disrespect for our rights that are supposed to be inalienable and a lot of oppressive use of technology.
But
It's hard to get excited about technology right now when it's being used this way.
I get it. I don't like it, but I get it.
This is specific to children in the sense that they are going further with the children in the name of course, protecting them from trafficking and that kind of thing. And the FCC, boy, they are rolling back. It's like Walmart at the FCC. They just can't stop.
FCC to rescind ruling that said ISPs are required to secure their networks. Now, this ruling had no teeth. When we reported on it, we mocked it mercilessly because it was just, hey, do some basic hygiene and secure your network. The Brendan Carr FCC has said,
You shouldn't even do that.
Yeah, we're just going to leave it up to ISPs know what they need to do. This doesn't... I mean, on the one hand, he has a point that the old ruling was toothless, but on the other hand, it's just like...
Couldn't we just put some teeth in there, give it some dentures?
T-Mobile, for example, has demonstrated they literally do not care if foreign adversaries are in their network as long as they're not making trouble or selling that information to cyber criminals. It's basically... yes, we would like all foreign espionage agents to have full access to our network. If you will help defend it and we don't have to pay you from criminals, you're more than welcome to hang out on our telecom network. That's Salt Typhoon. That's what happened.
So he argues that it's perfectly fine if they do it voluntarily, But if they're willing to do it voluntarily, why go to the trouble? They're going to do it anyway, right?
Spoiler alert, our infrastructure networks are not only compromised, they are dangerously fragile.
And another thing that's dangerously fragile was the Trump-Musk relationship. It suffered some
What a
rocky
tragedy.
roads, but apparently things have at least been patched up.
Musk's SpaceX sent to win a $2 billion satellite deal with the Pentagon, report says. We didn't do the story on his $1 trillion compensation package, but oh my God.
Now, it also might be that they didn't patch things up, but literally nobody else is capable of doing this. SpaceX is actually really good at that thing. Sorry for the beeps.
It's all good.
Turn it off.
I always forget.
We've got hallway chaos and there's storms. Everything is just bananas.
It is. My brain's not firing on all cylinders today.
It's Friday.
Well, it's interesting that you say firing.
A new bipartisan bill would require companies to report AI job losses. Man, we've gotten okay. So it's like it's shareholder call season. It's like, the Q3 reports, the financial season. There's a lot of calls where the CEOs are saying, "Yeah, we're firing everybody ahead of the Christmas holiday season because we don't need them." And also, these AI gains are substantial.
And much like when you interface with the faceless tech evils, you get your YouTube channel banned, or your Facebook account banned, or
For
whatever.
talking about Windows bypass stuff.
Yeah, well, for anything, whatever. You can get banned for stuff now that you couldn't the year before, and then it'll switch back. You don't have any options. They're not going to talk to you. They're not going to help you unless you're in power.
Google removes Gemma models from AI Studio after GOP senators' complaint. Why? They asked the model, as like, "Hey, tell me about the scandal involving this GOP person." And it was like, "Here you go." The problem is the scandal was completely made up.
They made up some kind of story about her having an affair with a state policeman or something like that.
Oh.
I was reading this story, the example that you found about the, what was it, TV viewership on football?
NFL, yeah.
Yeah, it was just the way that the question was phrased. The AI, they weaponized the AI's, sycophancy, I guess is the way to describe that, in the question. And the AI is like, "Yeah, I'm just going to tell you what you want to hear." But like your football example, I thought was more cogent, but it was the same kind of thing as this GOP article.
Google NFL viewership going up and NFL viewership going down. According to Gemini, both are true. And Trump, it's easy to forget that he is way up there in age and not that far away from our previous president, which we all saw how that went. Now, was this a gaffe, as they usually call it, or was this just he never knew and doesn't care?
The headline is Trump 79 claims he has no idea who billionaire he pardoned is. That's the Binance crypto billionaire. Now, this is weird because they also argued that Biden had no idea who the people he pardoned was. And I agree. I think both of those things are true.
Now, Trump did clarify it a little bit, and he said, "I don't know who he is. I've never met him. I may have shaken his hand. I don't know, but people told me that he got a raw deal," or something like that. So, in other words, he admitted that someone just told him to do that, and he was like, "Yeah, okay."
There's a lot of people that got a raw deal. Like, why are we? It's like, what happened to equality before the law?
Yeah, but
Well-
billionaires are extra equal.
A lot of people got a raw deal, but you know who got a really good deal? Trump's children, because Binance did some kind of weird deal to raise their valuation to like $1.4 billion or something like that. So
That's so weird.
that is a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? And the trade war goes on, and China has done what we did to them.
The Reuters headline is China has banned foreign AI chips from state-funded data centers, sources say. Yes, Jensen was aware. He was like, "Our market share went to 0%. And that was late reporting even last week, and this would seem to confirm that.
And this, if it's true, will have major implications for the technology race.
China reaches energy independence milestone by breeding uranium from thorium. Yeah, they're going to have limitless free electricity now.
Meanwhile, my electric bill keeps going up.
Well,
That's because you're able to pay it.
there's no guarantee that it won't, even if we have this, because how things are. But yeah, thorium, they've got a system that breaks the thorium down into uranium, and it can be loaded without shutting it down, so you can have a kind of a forever, not forever, but in terms of our life cycles,
Yeah.
forever.
Now, this is like this publication you have to take with a grain of salt because, pro-China. But they didn't, I don't think they went far enough to say, remember the one that, like, we reported on this in 2023. It's the same reactor. That reactor has been in continuous operation, more or less, since 2023. And that's one of the big problems with thorium is that it's so corrosive, it's hard to maintain it, it won't be maintainable, blah, blah, blah. So the thing that blew me away about this is, like, not only they're able to do that, but that thing has been in continuous operation since 2023. That is an incredible milestone for thorium.
And our world leaders are, they're all at odds. They're all trying to get the most out of this. But sometimes they can have a little moment of levity, have a little fun with it.
The Bloomberg headline is Xi Jinping quips about backdoors during Xiaomi phone gift to Korea's President Lee. So it's like, oh, we're going to give you the phone. It's like, oh, there's no backdoors on here, are there? And it's like, hee, hee, hee.
There's a 0% chance that he will use that phone.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's raining.
It is, yeah, it's pouring rain.
It's raining.
I don't know. I doubt our mics picked that up, but.
And Jensen from Nvidia, he is now a geopolitical leader. Might as well be, right? He's got that kind of power. And he's kind of straddling the line here because he wants China as a customer, but he knows that America is too powerful to go against.
NVIDIA's Jensen Huang says China is going to win the AI race, according to the Financial Times. I think he's right, just because of the brain power. They're half of all of the AI computer scientists that are doing crazy stuff in the world are all Chinese. And like number 2 is not even a significant percentage of the remainder.
But when it comes to the culture war, they are not leading. We clearly are because we create most of the world's exported culture. And a lot of other countries don't like that. They want their own thing, and they try to legislate it. It didn't work for Canada.
Let's poison our culture from within. Oh, they're winning. Australia introduces landmark streaming content quotas. Netflix is going to have to spend 7.5% to 10%, depending on how you count, of the money that they spend in Australia with local Australians producing Australian content. It could be kids shows, it could be dramas, it could be whatever, but they have to spend it locally.
They should invest in nothing but investigative reporting on the Australian lawmakers.
That would be incredible.
I don't hate this as an idea. Like, so you get more, different viewpoints and different types of entertainment.
Can you do something offensive like Crocodile Dundee, the series?
But if it's good, you don't have to mandate it.
Young Crocodile
Except
Dundee.
if you don't live in Hollywood, you can't have a career. Like, I can see why, like, New Zealand wasn't put on the map until someone took a chance on, like, Peter Jackson doing Lord of the Rings.
But what about Squid Game? That took the world by storm.
Yeah, but it's like one out of how many? Like, there could be 10 other Squid Games that we don't know about.
Australia needs to get better stuff.
Is Dora the Explorer Australian?
They need a budget.
Peppa Pig is British, right?
Yeah.
I thought she was French.
Oh, wow.
I actually don't know.
Not American.
I like the pictures where somebody noticed that Peppa Pig always has 2 eyes looking toward you, so therefore it must have 4 eyes.
I thought it was a predator because the eyes face forward.
And what was this one? Oh, yeah. Yeah, more and more the cloud is in question, especially if you live in a country where the cloud does not reside.
Another European agency shifts off big tech as digital sovereignty movement gains steam. Although, so the European Union is worried about the cloud and this kind of thing, but they are shifting toward open source stuff. So it's not a competitive European cloud. They are shifting towards self-hosting, which is amazing. It's amazing timing for the whole anti-cloud pendulum swing that's happening here as well.
I think this was Nextcloud, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
remember.
Nextcloud is really buckling under its own weight, which is worrying and has been for a while.
And Denmark they've come to the light. Good job, all the people of Denmark, because your voices have been heard.
Denmark reportedly withdraws chat control proposal following controversy. They haven't withdrawn it. Just remember, this is the same thing as
They
in
do
the
everywhere.
UK.
Yeah.
It's still there. They're still percolating on it. It's just that they want you to not notice. So this is a temporary victory. You must maintain eternal vigilance. You got to keep an eye on these people. They're going to try to reintroduce it as something else. Mark my words.
And if you need any indication of why bureaucracy is bad and why all that money they take from you you'd be better off just burning it for fuel, here you go.
UK Agri Department spent hundreds of millions upgrading to Windows 10 just in time for end-of-life support. El Reg has reached out to ask, "Are you on the Windows 10 extended support?" And they didn't respond.
Even if they were, that's a ridiculous. It's more cost for no reason.
My favorite thing in this article is like the Solicitor General or like whatever their auditor is asked them a year ago, a year and 4 months before Windows 10 was due to end of life. Hey, what's the plan here for Windows 10 to Windows 11? Like, are you just rolling out Windows 10 and you're going to go immediately to 11? What's the plan? They didn't respond for 14 months to the inquiry.
And power. That's the big thing, right? And we've known for a very long time that the infrastructure pretty much globally is terrible. These systems were never built to be connected to the internet. They are not protected, like they don't set up any kind of security in front of any of that. And no one cared, except now the big tech companies need unlimited power, and we got this.
The race to shore up Europe's power grids against cyber attacks and sabotage. Why? Because there's not enough emergency jet engines to keep the data centers running.
I mean, that's probably part of it. This is probably also like, oh gosh, it's winter, and what if our stuff gets hit now in the winter and we don't really want to have to pay Russia for fuel? Like,
so they're going to kick this off in Ukraine, which is a great crucible for testing this kind of thing because they are constantly getting their power grid hacked and attacked. And we have the copyright holders versus the AI. This is certainly not the end of it, but this is a battle that's been pretty much settled.
Stability AI largely wins its UK court battle against Getty Images over copyright and trademark. Take that, Getty Images. No one likes Getty Images.
This wasn't a definitive win. A lot of this was just like, hey, these are U.S. companies. You know, like, what are we going to do here? Kind of kicking the can. But certainly, Stability will consider this a win. Going to save them a lot of money. And you might be thinking, look, you might be viewing this whole ICE debacle and saying to yourselves, it's not going to affect me. I go back generations. You know, I got pre-war records here. Well, guess what? It's not really about that.
U.S. gives local police a face scanning app similar to the one used by ICE agents. Once again, it is going to be a chimps with machine guns scenario where they don't understand the tool, they misapply it, and you're going to get swept up in it. It doesn't matter if you've been here for 12 generations and you're whiter than cornbread.
Cornbread is yellow.
Whiter than white bread? Whiter than...
Wonder Bread.
Wonder Bread.
And we all have used, well, maybe not all of us, but a pro tip if you haven't, you can use some archival sites to bypass some of these pesky paywalls. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it does work, and a lot of people don't like it.
FBI subpoenas the web registrar behind Archive.is. And you should read that, and it's like, oh, this is, for bypassing a paywall, and you don't want to be able to do that. And, oh, that's criminal activity. Here is the end game. Once again, this is a level 1 predicts. This is why you watch this show. It is going to very quickly, the same way that age verification appeared, it is also going to be very quickly against the law for you to alter the way that web pages are displayed. It's basically felony contempt of business model. If you have a grease monkey script or you have something that modifies the
dark mode.
Yeah, dark mode, a way that a web page is displayed, different than the article, the web page person intended, that's going to run afoul of the law. That is the only end game we can get to where copyright holder interests are protected.
And we've made it to the security section, which means, of course, you've got to have a major data breach.
Data breach at major Swedish software supplier impacts 1.5 million. Yeah.
So these guys did, I think they did government cybersecurity, right? Something like that. And a lot of companies were affected by this. They want 1.5 Bitcoin. That's honestly kind of cheap.
Why don't they just pay it?
It's like 150K, 200K. That's kind of a lot, but not at the scale for 1.5 million people.
Now, you might be thinking, with all these security holes, these hackers, why don't they just get white hat jobs? Like, if they've got the skills, why not just do it legally? Well, apparently they do.
How 3 ex-cybersecurity staffers moonlighted as hackers in the U.S. It's like, oh, this is prying back the onion on the ransomware negotiators are working with the ransomware people.
Yeah, these guys were literally the people who would interface with the hackers, themselves hackers. So they knew what they were doing. I'm sure they were amazing at it.
Disappointing.
And the Louvre, they had a physical hack, and it was very embarrassing. And
Physical hack.
the videos of it, you're like, how did this happen? But the embarrassment only goes deeper when you start to look into it.
Post-heist reports reveal the password for the Louvre's video surveillance was Louvre. And suddenly the dumpster tier OPSEC in video game NPCs seems a lot less absurd.
I like that they picked a payday picture in the article.
Because it's got, the hacking mini games.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so simple. And people have the Post-it notes, which that is absolutely a real thing.
Yeah.
I was actually in a doctor's office one time when I saw that, and I was like, oh my God. That's my medical data.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
might as well
Anybody can just use it.
Might as well just go ahead and post it yourself to 4chan and get it over with.
They also had another piece of software, and the password for that was named after the company that made the software. So
Which is probably the default password.
I suspect that a lot of the museum people, probably older, art-oriented people, they probably had a lot of IT struggles.
Yeah.
And they were like, listen, we're just going to change it, which is not what you should do, obviously. You lose some jewels when you do that. And the surveillance state is omnipresent, but it's not omniscient. It can make mistakes, but we rely on it so much that a lot of the people who use it are like, no, it can't make mistakes.
The headline is Rivian's onboard cameras save owner from a false accusation by police. Not just a false accusation. They were summoning her to court, and she had to spend an insane amount of time fighting it. Everybody should watch this video and the interaction with the police officer, because this is all of our future.
So you can see the actual, I think the thief is on the right?
Yeah.
And on the left is the woman who was accused. And yeah, there's a similarity. They both got blonde hair and clearly female. But it wasn't her. And she was a delivery driver. So they had multiple hits. They had the camera, which, questionable, but they also had the flock license plate readers, which had a lot of hits from her. And so they were just like, yeah, that's it, case closed.
And that's exactly how they treated it. They showed up at her door and they said, we've got you dead to rights. It's like, can I see the video? No, you can go see it in court. And she had to go get video off of her vehicle and put all that together. And then she was like sending it to the police directly without a lawyer, which was really dumb.
Yeah.
But in this case, it was like, oh, okay, you do have incontrovertible proof. But the confidence level of the police officer involved here was just it was infuriating.
Remember, they don't hire if you test at the top of the police intelligence test, they don't hire you. Keep that in mind. That's a real thing.
But also, it's like, oh, thank God my panopticon surveillance thing was running the whole time in order to prove that I was innocent from a police officer that was willing to swear that they had video evidence that, it's like, what?
Is it just going to reach reports? It's like, oh, that's AI. That wasn't me.
And this one, I guess this is a little bit alarming when it comes to human rights, but honestly, considering I got 3 calls yesterday, I say, let's do more of this.
5 people sentenced to death in China for their role in Myanmar scam centers. Yeah, there's been a rash of upticks in elderly people. It seems like the scam call centers are targeting the elderly, and they're not equipped to deal with that level of scamming and AI.
I'm pretty sure they have screening that's trying to detect old voices.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they don't talk to you.
You should test that theory by answering the phone as old as you can.
But I don't want to answer it because then apparently if you answer, I don't know how to defeat it.
I don't answer phone numbers I don't recognize for the most part.
But see, sometimes if you got an appointment or you got something going on, then that's a nightmare. Yeah, we need to, just do more of that. And finally, this was a late one, but we have our own, you know what? Denmark, they got theirs, and we get ours for the week.
U.S. Congressional Budget Office hit by suspected foreign cyber attack. We don't really know because the government shut down. What a great time to initiate a cyber attack.
All the people who would have investigated this are not able to work.
But Bleeping Computer did attribute it to Salt Typhoon. I don't know how sure we are about that, but
it wouldn't surprise me.
It's a whole different threat model when you have the tools that are available to you that are normally used by law enforcement to surveil, including like text messages. We saw that, text messages are unencrypted. When you have even a little bit of budget as a criminal network or as a state-sponsored actor, this stuff is dangerously insecure. And I'm sure that people in our audience that work on this stuff, the technical people, know what they're doing and know what they need to do to secure it, but they can't because bureaucracy or other reasons. But we have to secure this kind of stuff or we're just going to fall apart. It's going to be rocks and sticks. Without ever firing a shot, everything will be shut down.
Silk typhoon, not salt. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's
A
where we're
different
headed.
Different. Those guys are across the hall. They're in the same building. They're just on the other side. They're in
That's
the
the
East
Silk
Wing.
team. Yeah. All right. Well, we will be back on Wednesday with another episode. Thank you guys for watching.